What if I told you that the men who survived alone in the most brutal wilderness on Earth weren't just tough, they were walking pharmacies? No hospitals, no doctors, no modern medicine for hundreds of miles, just them, their knowledge, and the plants growing right out of the earth around them. These were the mountain men, trappers, and explorers of the frontier, and they carried an entire medicine cabinet in their heads. Plants that could stop bleeding in minutes, break fevers before they turned fatal, and keep lungs working through frozen winters. And yet, most people think of them as mere lucky tough guys. The truth is far more fascinating. Today, I'll show you 20 mountain men plants that heal instantly. And stick around, number 16 was used as a literal liquid bandage, sealing wounds, pulling out toxins, and fighting infection all at once. Number 18 can stop bleeding faster than anything you've seen, and it's named after a Greek warrior. By the time we're done, you'll see that the wilderness wasn't just dangerous, it was a library of secret medicine. Let's begin. Number 1. Goldenseal. This was the plant mountain men treated like gold. Native Americans, including the Cherokee and Iroquois, relied on it for infected wounds, eye infections, and digestive illness. Europeans learned quickly and used it so heavily that by the early 1900s, it nearly vanished in the wild. Why? Because it works. The root contains berberine and hydrastine, compounds with proven antimicrobial effects. Dry it, powder it, make a salve, and it stops infections the same way modern antibiotics do. It's potent, expensive, and largely forgotten today, but for a mountain man facing infection hundreds of miles from help, it was priceless. Number 2. Labrador tea. Far enough north, the forests change, and so do the plants. But one shrub grows everywhere, and its leaves are a lifeline. Known as Ledum groenlandicum, it was used by northern indigenous peoples for colds, respiratory infections, and after exposure to freezing temperatures. The aromatic leaves contain antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory compounds. Brewed into tea in the right strength, it's warming, reviving, and protective against the first signs of lung infection. Too strong, and it can cause dizziness, a reminder that natural doesn't mean harmless, and knowledge is everything. Number 3. Sweet flag or calamus. A marsh-loving plant with a spicy, medicinal smell used for centuries by tribes from the Cree to the Ojibwe. Mountain men chewed it for exhaustion, digestive problems, and even before battle, as a mild stimulant. Its root contains beta-acerone and other compounds that genuinely settle the stomach, relieve pain, and deliver a subtle alertness to keep moving when the body screams to stop. Survival in the wilderness was never guesswork, it was tested knowledge. Number 4. Usnea, or old man's beard. You might pass it on a tree without noticing the pale, stringy lichen hanging from branches, but it's one of nature's most potent antibiotics. Usneic acid, the active compound, fights gram-positive bacteria, including some resistant strains. Crushed and applied to wounds, it kept infections from taking hold. Brewed as tea, it eased lung infections and persistent coughs. Slow-growing and careful to harvest, it was a medicine you could trust, an antibiotic literally growing on trees. Number 5. Cottonwood buds. Sticky, resinous, early spring buds packed with salicin and anti-inflammatory compounds. Mountain men soaked them in alcohol to create a pain-relieving oil for sore muscles, joints, and bruises. Think of it as the frontier's aspirin rub, immediately reducing pain where you need it most. It smells medicinal, works effectively, and was common knowledge for anyone who spent weeks hiking and hunting. Number 6. Black birch. Not every forest had willow, and mountain men needed pain relief everywhere. Enter Betula lenta, also called sweet birch. Chew the bark or twigs, or brew a tea methyl salicylate works like aspirin, often more concentrated than willow bark. It alleviates headaches, inflammation, and rheumatic aches. Forgotten today, it was once essential survival medicine in forests where willow was scarce. Number 7. Fireweed. Seen after fires, it's poetic. The plant that heals scorched earth heals human burns. Epilobium angustifolium contains anti-inflammatory compounds. Leaves mashed into poultices soothe burns, cuts, and skin irritation. Brewed as tea, it calms digestive problems. The first plant to flourish after destruction also restored health, a living metaphor of recovery. Number 8. Juniper berries. Beyond gin, these berries were mountain men's kidney medicine and camp preservative. Volatile oils like terpenin, phorol have antimicrobial and diuretic properties. Brewed as tea, they treated urinary infections. Packed with meat, they prevented spoilage. A plant that combined medicine and practical preservation, it was survival efficiency at its finest. Number 9. Wild rose hips. The mountains in winter were deadly, not just because of cold, but vitamin deficiency. Rose hips are a vitamin C powerhouse, available through snow-covered winter. Mountain men and indigenous peoples ate them raw, brewed tea, or mashed them into food to prevent scurvy. Modern research confirms they support immune function far beyond just vitamin C. A small red fruit became a literal lifeline through long winters. Number 10. Spruce tips. Bright green new growth in early spring. Rich in vitamin C, vitamin A, and antioxidants. Eat fresh, brew into tea, or ferment into spruce beer. They appear exactly when the body most needs them after winter depletion. Mountain men thrived, not just survived, by knowing this hidden, seasonal reset button. Number 11. Horsetail. A prehistoric-looking plant packed with silica essential for bone and connective tissue repair. Mountain men used it to stop bleeding and speed healing. Tea from dried stems could be drunk or applied to wounds. Modern studies confirm silica supports tissue regeneration. Horsetail was literally feeding the body's repair crew. Number 12. Wild ginger. Not culinary ginger, but almost identical medicinally. Roots have anti-nausea, anti-spasmodic, warming properties. Mountain men who ate bad food or faced shock from injury used it to settle the stomach immediately. Chew it, brew it, add to broth, nature's immediate anti-nausea remedy, simple and effective. Number 13. Wild bergamot or bee balm. Purple flowers hide powerful antimicrobial compounds, thymol and carvacrol. Crushed leaves applied to wounds prevented infection. Brewed tea broke fevers and supported the immune system. Steam inhalation eased congestion. Double-duty medicine, antiseptic outside, fever breaker inside, made it indispensable in the field. Number 14. Elderberry. A winter hero. Dark purple berries, harvested, dried, or cooked, shorten the duration of respiratory infections. Anthocyanins stimulate immune response and fight viruses. Elderberry syrup was simple. Simmer with water and honey at the first sign of fever. Safety note: raw berries can be toxic, always cook. For mountain men, elderberry meant winter survival. Number 15. Mullein. Lung medicine in tall, fuzzy leaves. Saponins in the leaves act as expectorants. Tea helps clear lungs. Flowers and oil treated ear infections. It doesn't suppress a cough, it makes it productive, clearing infections naturally. For cold, dry, smoke-filled mountain air, mullein was essential for lung survival. Number 16. Pine resin, the legendary liquid bandage. Warmed, applied to cuts, it hardens into an antimicrobial seal while drawing out toxins. Terpenes, like alpha and beta-pinene, fight bacteria. Wounds, deep cuts, even dental abscesses could be treated in the field. It's literally nature's first aid kit, and it grows on almost every North American trail. Number 17. Willow bark. The original aspirin. Salicin in the bark treats pain, fever, and inflammation. Mountain men chewed it or brewed tea, relying on the same chemistry modern pharmaceuticals use. With buffering compounds that make it gentler on the stomach than synthetic aspirin, it was a trusted, effective, and free medicine growing wild. Number 18. Yarrow. Named for Achilles for a reason, Achillinae in the plant stops bleeding almost instantly. Fresh or dried, crushed into wounds, it's hemostatic, antimicrobial, and anti-inflammatory. Brewed as tea, it breaks fevers. For frontier life, yarrow wasn't optional, it was essential. Number 19. Wild mint. Streams, meadows, smell it, you found it. Menthol and volatile compounds calm stomach cramps, relieve headaches, and open congested airways. Brew as tea or apply externally. Relief is immediate, quick, accessible, and versatile, nature's fast-acting remedy for discomfort on the move. Number 20. Broadleaf plantain. The trailside emergency room. Plantigo major is everywhere: lawns, trails, disturbed earth. Crush a leaf, apply to cuts, stings, or burns. It contains aucubin and tannins for anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and wound healing effects. Clinical trials confirm its power. Common, free, and effective, the ultimate wilderness first aid plant. If you're starting to see the pattern, it's clear. Survival in the wilderness wasn't just about grit or weapons, it was knowledge. These 20 plants, once indispensable, show a hidden pharmacy that modern systems often ignore. Learning even a few of these can literally change the way you interact with nature and with your own health. So next time you hike a trail, step into a meadow, or pass a forest in winter, remember, every leaf, bud, and root may hold the secret medicine mountain men relied on to survive and thrive. Which of these 20 plants are you most excited to try identifying on your next hike? Leave a comment, I read every one. And if this opens your eyes to the hidden medicine growing under your feet, hit like, subscribe to Roots and Remedies, and ring the notification bell. Every week, we go deeper into the plants, skills, and forgotten knowledge that kept people alive for centuries. The wilderness isn't just a challenge, it's a library. And if you know where to look, the answers have been there all along. Thank you for watching.